Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Tropico 5, a game developed by, and I will attempt to pronounce this, Haimamont Games. Haimamont Games. Haimamont. Developed by that company whose name I cannot pronounce and published by Calypso Media. In Tropico 5 you take on the role of El Presidente, who is placed in charge of various Caribbean islands, your goal being to raise them from impoverished little towns up to global superpowers in their own right. You start out by producing various basic goods and exporting them to other countries in order to gain a steady income. Plantations can be placed to grow sugar, corn, bananas, tobacco and more, while ranches, mines and fishing wharves can also be created. As you grow, you can become more industrialized, creating tinned foods, turning your sugar into rum, producing pharmaceuticals, and creating jewelry from gold dug out of your own mines. You can also create a tourism haven designed to part fools with large wallets from their cash, if you so wish. Now, obviously, this is the 5th game in the now pretty long-running Tropico series. I only got involved in Tropico 4 on the Xbox 360, which I thoroughly loved. The major big change here in Tropico 5 is the idea of ages, or eras, depending on what you want to call them, I suppose. Each of the 4 eras presents its own challenges and technologies. You start out in the colonial era, where you are actually ruling at the behest of a king. You have a mandated amount of time you're allowed to rule for, and doing tasks for the king and keeping him happy will generally allow you to extend that mandate. In order to advance to the next era, you must make your little island independent, done by keeping your people happy and backing the revolutionaries. At this point it becomes a balancing game. Not only must you support the revolutionaries, but you must also ensure you have enough time in office in order to become independent. Now, the second era, for example, at that point, you then have to create your own constitution and deal with yearly elections. So once again, you must keep your people happy, otherwise they may revolt or kick you out of office, and deal with other global superpowers, such as the Axis and the Allies. Now, I'm in the middle of a single player game at the moment. We've been told that we have 24 months to create a nuclear program. A challenging task, given that I'm also attempting to create a video which will undoubtedly slow me down.
I have a wonderful new message for you.
Silence you.
The times are a-changing, and it's Cold War
You can't
time,
get the help.
people. Well, I don't know what that means, but it's always hot here on Tropico, so I guess we'll be fine.
Fair enough. It's hard to argue with that logic. This is my sprawling little current empire. It's not exactly a huge town, especially nowhere near as vast as my other city that I've been working on. So, we better get a move on.
Thank you for calling me. If you need any ideas on how to delay an impending invasion from one or possibly 2 superpowers, well, I am the man. You know, you can rely on me.
Lovely. Penultimo will present different ways to delay the impending invasion. To explain, I currently have several people threatening to invade, hence my need for a nuclear program to act as a deterrent. So, we're going to head straight down into the research tab. Now, down here, as the name sort of implies, is where you can research various technologies. Again, all based on what era you're in, so these down here are all around the colonial area. Now, we are currently in the Cold War era, as you can see marked down here. See if there's anything here. So, in order to get the nuclear program, I believe it's up here somewhere. I must have missed it. Sorry. Here we go. The hostile atom. So I'm going to need to do a fair bit of researching. So we're going to research oil and democracy at the moment. Lovely. So here's my little town. These markers here that you see are main storyline missions, and they help either progress the story or do various other things.
Presidente, I have a solution to all our problems. Well, a temporary solution at least. I believe oil is the answer.
Sounds like a plan to me. Export 5,000 oil. That'll delay the invasion by 24 months, because according to tropical logic, as it takes a lovely jab at various countries around the world, America, have you noticed how much clamour takes place every time an oil exporting country is about to be invaded? So we're going to accept that one. Now, one of the big changes here is that when you complete tasks, you're often given an option as to what reward you want to accept. It usually tends to be more money, more people coming to the island, bonus technologies, free buildings, that sort of thing. So up here we have our building tab. This is the basic infrastructure, including things like power plants, construction offices and docks. And there's various things here you can build. So we have raw resources here, industry goods, luxury goods including rum and cigars, plus chocolate factories and electronics factories, residentials, entertainment, luxury entertainment and tourism, plus welfare and media, research and education, economic and foreign relations, and the military. There are of course various tabs sitting down here. The almanac gives you a quick overview of how your island's doing. There's the monetary tab, there's the happiness tab. My islanders are currently at 66% happiness, so they're doing fairly well. Housing could probably do some improvement at the moment. Crime safety, they feel pretty happy about that. People, politics in this particular case, I am warm with the USA, neutral with the USSR, but neither are threatening to invade me despite the fact that somebody clearly is. I have 24 soldiers but no known rebels. So we're going to click out of there. This is the Edicts tab, which is a system I've always loved in the Tropico series. This allows you to issue various edicts which have also various effects. So in the Cold War era, for example, we can do geological surveys, contraception bans, secret police, sensitivity training, waste sorting. Down here we could bring around a social security system, which would guarantee at least poor wealth level for all kids, students and retirees. Or we could have a literacy program or mortgage subsidies. So there's plenty of options in there as well. There's also various trading routes that have been introduced into the game. At the moment I don't think I'm trading with anybody specifically. No, sorry. I'm importing bananas from the Dominican Republic. I'm not sure why I'm doing that, but there you go. So these represent submissions that again can just help you out and give you a general direction to go in.
The Russians want to start formal diplomatic relations with you. However, they say something is hampering the dialogue between our great nations.
By which you mean alcohol. Excuse me. We're going to accept that, even though I don't particularly want to get friendly with the USSR. There's no harm in exporting some rum to them. We'll also check out this mission.
Presidente, we can fool the US Navy into thinking that we have already gone nuclear. Just make sure we have enough uranium rolling down the street and then sit back and enjoy the show.
Alright, so it wants me to export uranium. So I'm assuming then I must have some uranium mines around here. Right there. Now, can I just mine that with an ordinary mine, or do I have to build anything specific? Let's go see. So, industry. Automated mine. I'll click it there. No, first we must research the peaceful atom technology. Fair enough. So, I need to come up with a way of generating more research points quicker then. There's my library down here that generates more. 50 research points.
We've discovered the mineral oil, which can be processed into gasoline. The cars in Tropico no longer need to run on magic. Our profits are guaranteed until someone starts selling oil cheaper than us. Then we should bomb and invade them.
I always have loved the Tropico sense of humor. So apparently my cars used to run on magic. I kind of wish I hadn't researched oil now. I like magic cars. That sounds awesome. Is it a bit like the flying one from Harry Potter?
Has proclaimed eternal friendship between the USSR and Tropico. The bad news is I got kissed by at least 2 Russians.
Ew. I didn't need to know that. But we will take 1 free industry goods building, I think. And I believe I'm also going to try and build a second library and see if that boosts my research. Ah, there we go. We can also add an academic apartment to boost research points generation. Lovely. So, thus far, I am having a blast with the game. There's not been a lot of huge improvements over Tropico 4. They've all been relatively small improvements. But there's been enough to make the game better than it was. I've not noticed any significant problems yet. And yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying my time with it. There's something very relaxing about playing the Tropico series. You can just kind of kick back, watch your island grow, you know, we don't have to worry about too many people attempting to blow you up or shoot you in the face. It's a welcome change of pace from all the shooters I tend to play. Oh, another mission. God almighty.
President, I have been holding delicate secret talks with our American friends in Big Oil. Oh yes, we do have friends there. Hard to believe, I know. Wonderful guys, generous, kind-hearted, willing to do anything for us.
Why not? Do I have 5,000 in my Swiss bank account? I'm going to assume I do. So, I'm not going to offer too many opinions at the moment. I'm still very, very green at making videos like this. I stumble over my own words and opinions, as you've already heard. So I'm going to save most of them for my full written review.
I am Dr. Zweistein. I heard your nuclear situation may lead to a world war, so I felt obliged to come and assist you in the matter with my vast intelligence.
He looks familiar. Anyway, as I say, I'll leave most of my full opinions for the actual review. I just wanted to give you a quick glance at the game, what it's about. As I said, it really is a very relaxing strategy game. It's not too demanding. And it's something I highly recommend playing, actually, for just about anyone, especially if you are a strategy fan. Let's go check out what this guy wants.
Has approved our...
No, the USSR can sod right off. So, what have we got going down here?
If I have learned anything in the many years by your side, it is that no one wants to clean up your mess. Make a crisis ugly enough that no one will dare touch us because no one will want to deal with it.
You know what? I'm going to close that one for now and check this one out.
I was secretly contacted by executives of Big Atom. They believe in Tropico.
Yes, we'll invite them as well. We'll freaking invite everyone right now. Right, I was trying to build a second library to generate more research points. So we'll just slap it. Wait, I already did. Jesus Christ, what am I doing? That was stupid. But we do need to assign a manager. A tycoon that looks like a nun. Lovely, you can't go wrong with that.
If I have learned...
No, I'm not just inviting a ton of immigrants in here or destroying housing to make shacks. I'm a bit of a dick when it comes to dictatorship, but I'm not that much of a dick. Plus, I like the streets being neat.
Democracy, but it proved extremely difficult. Building a true democracy is like chasing a unicorn. Everybody has heard of them, but no one has ever seen one. We captured a whole herd of unicorns, but not a glimpse of democracy anywhere to be found. However, we did discover the expectation of democracy, which should be more than enough for simple Tropico.
Huh. So, do I actually have a herd of unicorns now? Because I imagine I could export that meat for quite a bit of money. I mean, come on, people are bound to pay for unicorn meat. So, here's my constitution. Lovely. Well then, personal rights. What have we got? Well, I don't want total state control. An open society. High liberty. Assassinating banishes are limited. Well, that's okay. I don't really use them. Let's go with an open society. Our economy structure. We're going to go with the planned economy and the media independence. We're going to allow the independent media, so maybe I'm not being quite of a dick as I thought I was, but there you go. I want my little island to thrive. Look at you little ants bustling around.
At your service.
Huh. I can bribe them or discredit them. There's also assassinate options down here as well normally, but the constitutional rights I just chose nullified those, which is a bit of a shame.
President, have you ever thought about who your dearest friend is? The one who owes you most money. You don't really want anything bad to happen to them, right?
Right, research. Well, we've got the peaceful atom at least, so we can now mine uranium. So we need to do a few more things. An airport. I'm just going to research everything, I think. Right, we can finally mine uranium. Automated mine. Click. And finally, we need to join this up by road, otherwise nothing can happen. When it comes to construction of things, I do have to mention there's one problem that seems to remain from Tropico 4, is that the construction workers' AI seems a little haphazard when it comes to building things. Sometimes you can have something waiting to be built and it'll just sit there for an extremely long amount of time. Other times they're there in a flash and building. It can be a little frustrating at times. My power plant down here, although I think I need to stretch out its range a little down here.
A new era of knowledge is upon us.
Why not? We'll send it to the same member. This guy, Cruz Black Wolf, and his awesome hair. Okay, so Tropico 5 doesn't exactly lend itself particularly well to this sort of video format, but hopefully I've given you a very brief look at what it's about. There's undoubtedly going to be loads more gameplay videos on YouTube. I may create another one of some sandbox gameplay that shows an actual building of a town. But anyway, it's a game that I thoroughly recommend. I hope you will consider reading the full review when it's out on the site, wolfsgamingblog.com. Link in the description below. And I will see you guys later.